The Switch OLED. You guys saw the title, you guys saw the thumbnail. You know what this video is about. Should you buy the Switch OLED? Does it give you 60 FPS? Does it give us 4K? Does it give us Bluetooth headphones? No. Let's be real. We're putting our hopes too high. But what does it actually have? I'm going to be covering it in this video. My OLED is arriving on the 13th. I've still done the research that is necessary because I wanted to see whether it was worth putting £300 into this. And I did. Because of you guys. You guys are G's. But put in that money. I want to see, was it worth buying? And that's what I'm going to be going for in this video. But before I start, a like and subscribe would be much appreciated. Turn on notifications so then you can see when I get the Switch OLED. Let's go. So guys, onto the positives. Here's a quick one. I'm not sponsored by Nintendo, so everything here is freely out of my mouth. I'm not being forced to say this. Just editing the video now, guys, and I just noticed a fly, which was that little flicker, just flew in front of the thingy. Bit bougie. The original Switch had over 100 million sales, and so obviously everyone is getting hyped for this Switch OLED. But what if I told you it doesn't have 4K, it doesn't have 60 FPS? You'd be like, why is this in the positive section? It has something called HDR, or High Dynamic Range Graphics, which has a really high potential to have some really amazing graphics for the Nintendo Switch. HDR, for example, if you guys don't know, increase the light and the dark places within a image or a or gameplay on a screen. It also gives the video more depth and makes the video look sharper and has a higher contrast than before. Very important thing that we have to notice is that it has a built-in Ethernet cable connection into the Switch dock. So this is really good for Switch competitive players who can now play with a less disadvantage of ping. So say if someone is on maybe 20 ping and they go down to 0, big difference. Compared to the last Switch had 32 gigabytes. The Switch OLED, on the other hand, that one has 64. So it's doubled, which is definitely quite a nice feature to have, so we can have all these extra games and not even needing a micro SD card. Schnazzy. It has white controllers for the OLED, which is like Joy-Cons. Basically, these, but white. That'd be sick. They're gonna look absolutely prestigious. I'm gonna talk about the main difference compared to the original Switch is when the Switch was released, it had an LCD screen, which is obviously quite a major thing. It makes the colors look nowhere near as good. And so one of the main requests was that, say for an updated Switch, like the Switch 2.0, which is just like upgraded, like bug fixes and just lasting longer in general, and obviously the 3.0 alongside that, they were asking, or at least the Switch community was asking, for there to be an OLED screen implemented into that. However, there wasn't. So this whole Switch OLED is bringing a lot of traction to this OLED screen, which is going to be quite important, I'm supposing. You might be wondering, why is the OLED screen so important? It has much higher contrast levels and really nice colours compared to an LCD screen. As you guys quite clearly saw, that there was a lot of grey on the LCD and the OLED was pure black. The OLED just has the highest contrast and highest colours, which is why the Switch community wanted it so badly. The OLED screen in general is more power efficient, however, the Nintendo Switch battery has not been improved. This basic feature could rapidly increase the sales for the Switch OLED, purely because it's a portable device. Surely if you could have a 12 to 15 hour battery, that'll be much more usable, because if you run out of battery on a trip, you're not going to be happy, let's be real. However, with that first negative out of the way, onto the negatives, boys. Long-running positives have to come to an end, very sadly. As I now going to talk about the negatives of the Switch OLED. And there's actually quite a few. So the first and most devastating one, it's quite a shocking one, is that the Switch OLED does not have an NVIDIA chip, or a new NVIDIA chip should I say, meaning it can't upscale into 4K resolution, and the specs or what is so good about it, like the internals of the Switch OLED, nothing's changed compared to the old Switch, which is kind of questioning me. Why am I going to spend £310 or $350 on a Switch OLED? It is also said that it does not have Bluetooth headphone support, and I just want to say, they just added Bluetooth headphone support docks, I believe, in the normal Nintendo Switch. So that's making me thinking. That is making me think, why is it not on the Switch OLED? If they can do it on the Switch, it should be as easy to do on the Switch OLED. It is just the smallest of details, yet it is actually really, really important for the Switch OLED details. And also, here's a bad one. There's no recording system. If there was a recording system, mark my word, the Switch OLED would be the most bought out of all the Nintendo Switch products. It would easily go over that 100 mil that the original Switch had, because this recording feature would be so important. Switch content creators could go up and not having to have a really good setup worth thousands of pounds just to record on the Nintendo Switch. You can do the exact same on PS4 with only a PS4. Right now it's just me, Kothcap and Zento who are uploading videos, and that's not enough. We need to revive the community. But the fact that they haven't added recording is kind of making me think, like, are they ever going to add it? Because the Switch community needs some sort of revival. It needs some sort of boost where the entire Switch community can, bam, make some content for us. But we aren't seeing this from Nintendo. And I understand they have to keep the specs simple, the internal simple, because it's a portable device. But recording on Switch, it used to be there, and Switch has stable 30 FPS. Why can't they add it now? That's one thing that I'm just not too sure with the Switch OLED, guys. This could lead to a fan base of Nintendo Switch and much more Switch content creators blowing up, leading to Epic recognising the Nintendo Switch community and possibly bringing back a Switch Cup 4 or bragging rights or something for us Switch players to play. It's not funny anymore. It's just painful. The whole Switch OLED thing is really making me contemplate. You have to spend $350 or £310 when you can just buy a Switch Lite, which is completely portable and doesn't have issues with Joy-Cons, for the price. Much less, nearly half price actually. $200 for a Switch Lite, which is portable and you can play all the games on it. So why would you buy the Switch OLED when there's a clearly cheaper option, which can, obviously it won't be as strong, but don't get me wrong, Switch OLED is going to be much stronger, and obviously you can record. But other than that, besides that, for like just casual gameplay, why would you not buy a Switch Lite? It's really making me contemplate what Nintendo Switch are thinking. So yeah guys, this is the third time taking this shoot. I've got a microphone foam thing on my head. I really hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you want to see another one of my videos, which is easily more beneficial than this one, is how to get 0 ping on Nintendo Switch, just click the card right there. Have a good one. I'm out. Peace. School! I did it!